Keith Tebow from FRCMedia. Thank you for joining us today. Bristol Community College has embarked on a very innovative program which will allow a number of high school students, specifically in cities like Fall River and New Bedford, the opportunity to gain some college credit while they're still in high school. It's called the CollegeTrax program, and I'm going to talk about this today with the president of Bristol Community College, Dr. Laura Douglas. President Douglas, thank you for joining me. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm very well, thank you.
So Dr. Douglas, talk us a little bit about CollegeTrax. What is it in general, and how will it impact specifically high school students in Fall River and New Bedford?
Well, Bristol Community College was really up for making some gains this fall with our high school students. When we first got close to the end of summer and the beginning of the semester, things were really in flux for so many of our K-12 students. We thought that some of those students would be going back in person. There was a delay, then there was some hybrid nature. Some of the clubs and activities for students were canceled, really making it challenging for our high school students to reconnect with their peers and continue on a track of getting ready to graduate and to enter college. And so we thought, wow, wouldn't it be great if we could offer students a chance to take free college classes that would occupy some of that free time that they might have had with the new COVID situation, and really help them learn and explore college so that they could see themselves in college in the future. So we reached out to some of our high school partners, New Bedford Voc and New Bedford High School, as well as BMC Durfee High School, and we asked if they might want to participate, and they said yes. And this program is kind of interesting. It's free for the students. We were very, very fortunate to have donors who stepped forward in our community to pay for these courses. And we hope that maybe more donors will come to us in the future and say, hey, I'd like to underwrite a course for our high school class. But we looked at what the students might be interested in learning. And we also then arranged for an academic advisor, for free textbooks, and also for some peer mentoring to make sure that the students weren't just taking a class, but they were supported through this whole process in their first venture in taking a college class while they were in high school.
Now, I know that the CollegeTrax program has actually been around for a little while now. It's ongoing. It's going to end in a few weeks in December. How many students are involved? Do we know that? And what are some of the courses that they're taking?
Yes, well, Keith, we maxed it at 20 students a course for 4 courses. And I'd love to tell you the story about New Bedford High School, because I think it's an interesting one. This summer, many students were meeting throughout the summer and talking about social and racial justice and what they could do to make the world a better place, and had great conversations. And so as we were thinking about a course for New Bedford High School, the principal there, Principal Callejo, suggested that we offer a course for that group of students so that they could continue the conversation. So actually, we offered that group a humanities class, exploring racial and social justice, and that has been going on throughout the semester. So it was a wonderful way for them to continue the conversation, take college credit, get support, and keep those conversations active and those networks very active as well. So each high school was a little bit different, a little different course, a different teacher, but we tried to customize it so that it would be interesting for the students of within those high schools.
And something that's important to note is the credit that they're earning here will be able to be used and transferred when these students hopefully maybe come to Bristol to start their collegiate education. If not, if they go to a 4-year Massachusetts State College, those credits will transfer, correct?
Absolutely. So it's really important to know that this program was designed for students who might not be choosing college as their choice after high school, but they certainly have the potential to go to college and do well in college. And so we wanted to create a pathway, an on-ramp, so to speak, that would allow them to experiment and allow them to take some additional courses. And then those courses all will be part of a college degree at Bristol Community College, but they're also transferable to just about any of our public institutions in Massachusetts, and also to many of our privates as well. But we certainly hope that through this experience, they'll recognize that Bristol Community College is a high quality choice. We provide all the wraparound services, and we do it with the most affordable tuition. So we want to help them understand that Bristol is really a great place to start to explore what they're interested in their own careers. And then they can finish their degree at one of our other wonderful four-year institutions, hopefully one of our institutions here in the Southeast, whether it be UMass Dartmouth, Bridgewater State, or Mass Maritime.
Yeah, I know. I want to get back to your discussion about, the target for audience for this is students that may not have considered college as an option for them. I know we've talked about this in the past, the fact that our region, Southeastern Massachusetts, the South Coast, is very low in terms of educational attainment and the number of students who do go to college and are successful in college. And this is a way to bridge that gap, hopefully, to get more students thinking about the importance of a college education.
Absolutely. So here in Bristol County, 16% of all adults don't even have their high school diploma. And then only about 28% of adults in our county have a college degree. That's very different from the rest of Massachusetts, where over 60% of our population has a college degree. And with a college degree comes better opportunity and higher pay. And here in, for example, in Fall River or in New Bedford, where the median family income is just $40,000, that's a challenging amount of salary to be able to make a living and support a family. But with community college and even a four-year degree, those income levels really jump exponentially. In fact, in Massachusetts, students with an associate degree make about the same amount as students with a bachelor's degree. So the associate degree is a very, very beneficial degree for students. And it really does open up pathways. And, in these times like COVID-19, where we see a lot of job loss, significant job loss, in a downturn or a recession, who loses their job first? It's those with the least amount of education. So first, it's those who don't have a high school diploma. Then it's students who, have no college at all. And so we really want to make sure that our students are well positioned here in Bristol County and that everyone at least has an associate degree. It will be a game changer. There's something else that's really important to know about a college degree, and that is those who have college degrees, first of all, they're not only making more money, but they're healthier and they're happier and they're less likely to divorce. All those things that are very important for quality of life. So when we hear people in our community say, well, my son or my daughter doesn't need a high school diploma, I did fine without one. Well, I think many people do fine without a college degree, but think of that much more that you get. And if family is important to you, college supports those family values of being stable and secure in your finances, as well as your relationships and with your health. So those are some things that we really want everyone to consider when they think about going to college and the benefits that come with that degree.
So let me ask you, Dr. Douglas, what are the prospects of having CollegeTrax continue? We know this is private funding from donors. Is it the possibility or the hope that this will continue for some time?
Well, we just launched our annual appeal at the college, and we always look for donors to support really worthy causes at the college. And one of our worthy causes this year is college access. And that has to do with those high school programs that provide those early college on-ramps and allow students the opportunity to taste college while they're still in high school. We know that students who try college when they're in high school and get on these pathways are much more likely to continue on to college. They're more likely to apply and receive financial aid, and they are more likely to have those credits transfer to another institution. So later on down the line. So all the statistics are there that support an investment in early college. So yes, we plan to make sure that we have enough money to continue this program and hopefully grow it someday. This was its first year off the ground. We have other high school programs, but this was really specifically in response to COVID-19. But we think it will also have some traction, no pun intended, in the future, because it is that wonderful on-ramp for students who maybe are just wanting to explore and check out to see if college might be for them. And we hope it will be.
I want to touch upon just a couple of other issues in general with Bristol, since we haven't spoken probably since April when we started the pandemic, and we talked about at that point how the college came together back in March when classes were offered remotely. This semester, which is done in a few weeks, the college is primarily remote. There are some in-person classes taking place at the college. Talk a little bit, Dr. Douglas, about how the college continues to work together through its faculty and its staff and its students to provide the quality education continuing through this tough time as we deal with COVID-19.
Well, I could never be more proud of the faculty and staff at Bristol Community College. They have really rallied to prepare for a different way of delivering instruction and helping students learn. They engaged in hours upon hours of professional development to learn how to teach online, as well as in hybrid environments. That means some online and some face-to-face. And our student services staff and our library staff really ramped up to provide virtual services to students so that anything a student would normally get face-to-face, they could get that virtually, except maybe for lunch in our cafe. But it really was a labor of love to put this all together and to support the students. It has been tough for some students to go from face-to-face learning to online or even hybrid learning. But when I talk with students, they have told me that they have been surprised at how well they've done and that it wasn't as difficult as they thought it would be. So I guess it just shows you that everyone can learn new ways of doing things, and our students and our faculty and staff have certainly showed that every step of the way. We meet many times a week, the leadership team, just to strategize what we need to be doing differently and how we can get ahead of problems, and then how we can respond best to issues that our students, faculty, and staff are experiencing. And it's really been a joy. It's been hard work, but it's been a joy every turn, just trying to figure out how we can best support our students and our faculty and staff. Right now, we're at a time when testing is very hard to come by, and many of our students, in order to do their clinicals, must demonstrate that they have tested negative for COVID-19. And they can't go to their clinicals if they don't have these tests. And we were so fortunate to work with our local agencies, such as Fall River Fire Department, to provide a lot more testing, and also work with other local partners so that we could make sure that our students get the tests that they need so they can go to their clinicals. And this is also for faculty as well, who are there on those clinical floors and clinical situations with them as well. For our dental hygiene students, we completely redesigned the dental hygiene lab so that it would be safe for patients to come in and get the dental care that they need. Spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on new equipment and plexiglass shields and special HIPAA filters and all of those different things. But every segment of our college, from facilities right down to every single campus that we have, has really been a part in helping to deliver a very safe environment in which to learn. And we have really taken to heart leading with safety first. That's been our motto, leading with safety first. And you can't go wrong when that's where you put your priority. If you really care about your students and your faculty and staff, then you have to care about safety. We've gone just above and beyond, and I'm just incredibly proud to be leading Bristol Community College and to show that even in a pandemic, we can overcome so many challenges. And we can continue to do our work as well and innovate as we continue to win wonderful national recognition for our work. And that's really so gratifying. So very, very gratifying. And we'll probably look back at these days and say, boy, we worked some long hours and some long weeks. But at the end, we did our best for our community.
And it's important to note that for the upcoming spring semester, which begins at the end of January, that it'll be for students who are returning, it'll really be nothing new to them. It'll be the same thing. Most of the classes are going to be remote, with some of those in-person classes that you mentioned, some of our health science classes and the like. But what would you tell, Dr. Douglas, students who may be looking to start their college career at Bristol, to still take that jump and to jump in and sign up for classes in the spring?
Yeah, I would say take a leap of faith. You can do it. You know, if your choice is sitting at home and watching movies to fill up your time, or taking a college class, I suggest you just take a class, jump in. We have academic advisors who are standing by to help you make good choices. You'll never know until you try. And maybe in a pandemic, this is the best time for you to try college after all.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Laura Douglas, president of Bristol Community College. Thank you for your time as always, and we'll talk again soon. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and stay safe.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us today here on FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great day.